Hey gang, it has been another glorious day here in New York, and I got a lot done, so I'm going to share with you what I got done. So I already showed you the first steps of the equalizer, as I'm going to call it. And Byron, I believe that's your name, you asked me how I was going to keep this from sliding back and forth. Right here. We got a set screw there. As I move it, bam, it ain't going nowhere. So, yeah, and somebody else asked, surely I don't have to open it and reset every time I make a cookie. No, this slides in and out, and the chainsaw, cut, cut, cut. You get it. You get it. So, anyways, so we got that set up. I had other stuff, just filling in holes and things like that. I was about ready to fuel this up, but I realized that I need to do it properly, and I need to showcase the mixing of the oil and everything, because not only am I going to do a different test, the first test that I have for this thing is going to come out, and I don't want to spoil it. Most of you guys can guess what it is, but anyways, after that, I'm also going to do another Moto Milk test. So we're going to start this thing out. We're going to run a whole tank of Steel Ultra 50-to-1 through it, and then we will swap out over after I do all the testing for the other stuff. Then we will swap over to Moto Milk 50-to-1 and do another test. Because yes, I still firmly believe that Moto Milk literally makes you faster. I've got a good friend who's a PT, a physical therapist. And she was talking about CAT scans, x-rays, imaging of the lower back. And she was like saying how crazy it was. Louis, he's over there. Yeah, I've put the treatment in his ears. He's still, well, anyways, point is the lower back, or just the back in general. Some people you'll see this crazy effed up back and they're like, man, I don't have any pain. Other people, you see a back that looks perfect and they're like, I'm in ridiculous amounts of pain. So as good as our tools are, they're not perfect. And everyone who knows this about dynos. Dynos are fantastic tools. Fantastic tools. But that's all they are. They're a tool. They are not. This is what a lot of people misunderstand this. They are not the end all be all of anything. Because very specifically, I mean, I don't want to talk bad about anybody for sure. But, there's no but to it. I'm not going to mention anybody. I had my Red Max dynoed and it got 5.2 horsepower. Or 5.4. I think it was 5.4 horsepower. Yeah, it was. It was 5.4 horsepower. And another gentleman had another chainsaw dynoed, and it got exactly 5.4 horsepower. So both of those two chainsaws were dynoed very specifically on the same day, same dyno operator, 5.4 horsepower. All right. In the race that we had earlier in that day, and both of us were running brand new out of the box steel RS chains. All right. I believe we were both running a 7-pin sprocket. Everything. It was the same across the board. My Red Max slaughtered him. I mean, I like beat him. I got like 7.5 seconds, I think, and he got like 9.5 seconds. So the dyno is a great tool to learn by. It is not the end of the line. It is not the end of the line testing. So that being said, I truly, I'm like a little dumbfounded that the Moto Milk didn't pull more horsepower than it did, because I know that it cuts better in the cut. So I'm looking forward to doing a test in the wood with the weights and everything. Look at this. Isn't that slick, bros? No one better. That's the test. Also, I've had other saws. My saws tend to they don't scream up in the high RPMs. I haven't managed to figure that out yet. But what they do have is a really nice broad power curve, and it just works. And they're all of the saws that I build are good competitors. So anyways, just saying, with the Moto Milk, I truly believe that regardless of what the dyno says, it still is faster in the cut by a large margin. Anyways, so, but yeah, I'm going to test that out. My wood stove in the shop is actually all hooked up. And trust me, I did not need a fire today. But, it's one of those things. I like it. I got new bricks all in there. New gaskets sealing it up. The stove itself is called a Lakewood, and it's got 2 unicorns on it. You could get them with stags, big buck deer, or maybe they're elk. I don't know. But anyways, this one's the one that I found, and it had unicorns. I personally think that's funny as hell, because I like to say, who's up for a unicorn ride? So anyways, the stove in the house is all hooked up as well, and we've made fires 4 or 5 times in it, maybe 6 or 7 times, something like that. Just in the evenings, not enough to get any real heat out of, just enough to sit there and enjoy it. And that glass front stays impeccably clean. I mean, it's really, that Osborne's a nice stove. I'm happy I went with that. I'd had such good luck with the Buck in the past, my Buck 81, and I was like, I'm just going to get another Buck. I'm going to get another Buck. But I saw that Osborne, and it was like high class. It was a nicer looking stove. So anyways, no regrets. It works really excellent, and I'm loving it. I cleaned up some more out here in the shop. Normally this was all really super cluttered. All right, now it's just a little bit cluttered. I got my big going to be welding table. If you guys haven't learned me by now, you just haven't been here long enough. I take time to get projects done. If I had one project, I would work hard on it and get it like 98% finished and then quit. But as it is, I tend to have about 70 projects, and I work a little bit, then I stop, and I'm working on another one, and another one. That's how I do it. So this welding table that I've got, eventually I'll get to, just not anytime soon. Maybe this winter. But this came with the house, so I got this nice, I love my shop. I love it. I got a nice recliner. I can sit there and watch my TV, watch the Netflix and stuff. Yeah. Really happy because I did, there was a big rock in my lawn, and finally I was like, man, I got this tractor. I can dig it out. And I dug it out and I filled it in, and just getting things done. Have I showed you guys our trees? Let's see if there's a deer over there. Nope. No deer. But I do have me a target set up. I got me a Matthews compound bow. So I'm going to kill me a deer this year, or 2 or 3 or 5. I don't know. There's my neighbor, John, on the tractor. So I planted, and this happened a while back, you know. I planted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trees. Got this nice poplar right here. Back up. So that's probably about 10 or 11 feet tall. So it's tall. It's tall. Could I have touched that whenever I was younger? Probably. The top of it, that is. But that's a poplar, and it has not grown a whole lot since I put it in. I mean, it has grown for sure. But this is a willow. It's a weeping willow, and it has grown a lot since I put it in. So this spring, we got a lot of rain, and this whole area right here, I mean, when I'm mowing it with the lawnmower, I almost got stuck every time that I mowed because it was just so sloppy muddy. So sloppy muddy. And I was like, how am I going to fix this? Well, I looked at what trees require a shitload of water. Willow! It's one of the #1 most thirsty trees and fast growing. And they say put it right in the water. So I did. I put it right there. And immediately, man, this thing has grown so much. It's going to be a big old beautiful tree. Love it. And I got 3 of these guys. I don't like that bottom branch, but Irene's like, leave it. It's young. It needs all the help it can get. So I don't like that branch right there. But anyways, this is, of all things, a redwood. Now, it's not the kind of redwoods that you have out west, but they do grow really fast, and they do get really big. It's called a dawn redwood or golden dawn redwood, and they get really fast, and they can survive this environment. Sun's setting over there, but I got another one right there and another one right there, and then out in the front yard way out there, I'm not going to take you to it, I planted a big buckeye tree. I mean, I say big, hopefully it'll be big, but it's not big now. Yeah. Your boy's doing all right. And I got, I don't think I'm going to make it to having the garage doors and the overhangs set up the way that I want before winter this year. But I will have all of the things that I need to take in and out of the garage right here in this portion, okay? So that lawnmower will go in the front, and beefcake there will go in the front, and in here I'll have Stubby, the snowmobile, and the tractor. And the reason is because roll-up door. Roll-up doors don't get stopped by the snow. Sliding doors do. So this past winter, I had some issues over here with these doors, not sliding open. The wind typically always blows in this direction, and so it blows off of that roof and falls right in front of these doors, and it gets up underneath them, and it falls right here, so that when that door is closed, a bunch of snow is stacked back here, and I'm like, I can't get it open. So anything that's not going to be used in the winter, such as the lawnmower, beefcake, honestly probably Stubby as well, but I might want to take him out and play in the snow, so try and put him in the back one there. But anything like that is going to go right here on this side, so that I can have the other side open, and I can just drive the tractor right out of there and plow snow. So I got some lights set up in here finally, which is a big deal. This right here, Irene would always come in and it's dark and she's like, I can't see. I'm going to trip over something. For me, it's not that big of a deal because, I know everything that's there. So I also got a nice light in here as well. Need at least one more, but that one provides enough light. It's really nice. So yeah, other stuff too. I'm just feeling great because I've had really a horrible month, something like that. Just feeling like shit, but I'm feeling great. So you guys, I think you understand it. I'm feeling great. So this Sunday, I am having a little get together with some locals just to help me do a video and hang out a little bit and shoot the shit. All right. So if you are local to this area, I don't care if you drive 2 hours or what, but it's definitely not going to be, don't come from a long ways unless you just want to or whatever. But if you want to come up and check everything out and hang out, the date is this Sunday, the 7th. September the 7th. And if you, and at noon, come with food in your belly because I ain't going to feed you. Right? If you want to bring some beer, I don't care. Bring some beer. If you want to eat beforehand or bring some, I don't care about that. Just know that I'm not going to feed you and I ain't going to have nothing to give you to drink really either. I'm not a very good host. So, but if you want to come and hang out, it's this Sunday, the 7th of September at noon. And, 3-4 hours and then get the hell out of here, go home. I just want to hang out with some folks, say, hey, what's up, kind of thing. And if you need to know what my address is, email me at bodiechainsaws@gmail.com. You can see it in the About section of my channel. I've got it there. Email me, and I'll hook you up with the address. But just so that you see if it's worth your time or anything, I live in Mayville, New York. So look that up first. And if you're like, oh, shit, that's 6 hours away, then don't hassle me about the address. Yeah, I don't like being contacted. Anyways, hope you dug the video. Again, a whole bunch of blibber blabber, but things are getting set up for a really good fall and winter season of videos. But I'm taking my sweet ass time because I have figured out that YouTube is not going to make me a millionaire. So I'm just going to plug away at it. As long as I enjoy it, I'm going to keep doing it. But I see no difference in my, well, and you know what I need to do? I need to do a video about fucking Waffle House because old Richard Flagg has hit the damn lottery talking about Cracker Barrel. I used to manage a Waffle House. Yeah, I managed a Waffle House for about a year. And I think Waffle House is better than Cracker Barrel. I don't think there's anything you can do to convince me otherwise either, That's coming from a dude who worked there. I never saw any health issues, health department issues. No, don't get me wrong. They would still bitch about little tiny things here and there. But, your cook is right in front of you. So they can't spit in the food. They can't drop your burger patty on the floor and then pick it back up and just keep on using it. I never saw anything like that at Waffle House. But anyways, yeah, let me know if you want to hear see a video about Waffle House. Because, man, I have some killer stories to tell about Waffle House. The folks that work Waffle House typically don't work there because they've got all the options in the world. They work there because they have to. And they have to work there because usually, don't get me wrong, I had some good people that worked for me. No doubt about it. I was a good person and I worked there and I was, but But a lot of the folks that are there who work at Waffle House, woo, they are rough as a cob, let me tell you. But anyways, all right, I'll talk to you later.